Visible.
Right, we'll continue. So the previous class, we stopped at this instant. Okay, so after seeing these responses, AC transients. Okay, same you can consider same series RL circuit. You have to go for the, you can form the differential equation. Okay, and after that we have the CF and PI, complementary function and particular integral, and for that we can see this response. In that the response is I of t is equal to Vm sine omega t plus theta minus alpha, and your I of t is the total current response is a complementary function plus particular integral. So that is in the form a into e to the power of minus r by l into t plus your particular integral is Vm by z into sine omega t plus theta minus alpha. So at t is equal to 0 minus and t equal to 0 plus, your current is equal to 0 because it is the inductor. Inductor, what is the property of inductor? Inductor doesn't allow sudden changes in the current. So at t is equal to 0 minus, what happened? Current in the circuit is 0 because there is no current flow. Exactly at t is equal to 0, the switch is closed. Okay, its switch is closed, but at t is equal to 0 minus and t is equal to 0 plus, the same current response, so current is equal to 0 in such case. Okay, from that we can obtain the constant, your differential equation constant. So f t is equal to some constant a into e to the power of minus r by l into t plus Vm by z into sine omega t plus theta minus alpha. So how can we find out the constant a? So by using t is equal to 0 minus and t is equal to 0 plus, at that instant I is equal to 0. If you substitute that, you can get the value of a is minus Vm by z into sine theta minus alpha. So after substituting this one, this is the total response. Your I of t is equal to minus Vm by z into sine theta minus alpha into e to the power of minus r by l into t plus Vm by z into sine omega t plus theta minus alpha. So by using initial conditions, okay, by using initial conditions we can find out the value of a. So the total current response is, this particular part is tr, transient response, and this particular position is sr, steady state response. This is the transient response and this is the steady state response. Okay, transient response. In this transient response, if this particular value, your transient response happen to be 0, when it is happen to be 0, this particular component is happen to be 0, tr, transient response happen to be 0 means your sine component is happen to be 0. When the sine component is happen to be 0, when theta minus alpha is equal to 0, that means theta is equal to alpha. What is the theta? Theta is equal to tan inverse of L omega by R. Okay, this is the internal angle in the series RL circuit. If you have that impedance angle theta is tan inverse of L omega by R. I already mentioned the beginning of AC circuits also long back. Theta is R plus JXL. Always theta is equal to tan inverse of imaginary component by real component. Imaginary component is XL, real component is R. Your XL is nothing but L into omega, inductive reactance. This is the condition for transient free response. Next, in the case 2, your V of t is equal to Vm cos omega t plus theta. Okay, instead of sine, if we are having cos component, okay, instead of sine we are having cos component here. Actually we have taken supply as sine component, but instead of sine, if we have the cos component, then what happened? Okay, then your theta is equal to tan inverse of L omega by R plus pi by 2. Why plus pi by 2? Because phase angle difference between sine to cos is another 90 degrees. Okay, for if you use the sine wave, it is tan inverse of L omega by R. If you use the cos, then it is tan inverse of L omega by R plus pi by 2. For case 3, instead of closing the switch at t is equal to 0, switch is closed at t is equal to t naught, another time instant, after 5 minutes or after 2 minutes, after particular duration of time, after t is equal to t naught. Then the response is for case 3 that omega t naught is equal to tan inverse of L omega by R minus theta. So in the case 4, instead of sine, if you use the cos component, V of t is equal to Vm cos omega t plus theta. So in such case, another pi by 2 component added to it. Okay, another pi by 2 component just added to this one. So like that for RL, for RC, the different, if V of t is equal to Vm cos omega t plus theta, t is equal to 0 or t is equal to t naught. So whatever the cases we discussed till now, all these cases have been tabulated here. Okay, this is for RL circuit. Okay, but if you take series RLC circuit, okay, if you take series RLC circuit, transients, we have taken series RLC circuit, we have seen the response. Of course, by using differential equations or Laplace transform, you can find out the response, and we can find the second order differential equation. We can find the zeta based upon zeta greater than 1, less than 1. We have seen the responses under damped system, over damped system, critical damped system. But coming to the transient free response, which is not possible in RLC circuit. Why? Because in series RLC circuit, there are two energy storing elements, inductor and capacitor. This energy can be exchanged from inductor to capacitor. So your transient free response will not happen in RLC circuit. Transient free response possible in RC circuit, transient free response possible in RLC circuit, but this transient free response is not possible in the case of series RLC circuit. Why? Because in the series RLC circuit, two energy storage elements. When two energy storage elements are there, energy exchange between these two elements, inductor and capacitor. So there won't be chance of transient free response for series RLC circuit when AC supply is present. Okay, series RLC circuit when AC supply is present. This will be like this. For damped RLC circuit, e to the power of alpha t for transient free response, but cos will never be equal to 0. This component will never be equal to 0. See, when cos is 0 means sine will be there. When sine is 0 means cos will be there. You just see the combination of C1 cos omega t plus C2 sin omega t. At any particular angle of beta t is particular angle defined here. For you can take any beta t value, maybe 30 degrees. Cos 31 value, sin 30 another value. You take 0, cos 0 is 1, sin 0 is 0, but cos 0 is 1. If you take 90, cos 90 is 0, but sin 90 will be 1. So like that, if you substitute any such angle, this combination won't be equal to 0. So that is the reason why for series RLC circuit under AC supply, okay, there won't be transient free response. Transient free response will be there for series RL circuit and series RC circuit under the AC supply. Okay, just now we have seen all such case studies, and we have a problem here. At what value of T naught transient free response? Just now we have seen if the switch is closed at T is equal to T naught, just now in the tabular form. This is the formula, your omega T naught is equal to tan inverse of L omega by R minus theta. Okay, at theta is equal to 0. Then you just equate it to it, you will get the value of T naught is equal to 1.78 milliseconds. What do you mean by T naught is equal to 1.78 milliseconds? That means, okay, if you switch on the supply after 1.78 milliseconds, okay, if you switch on the supply at 1.78 milliseconds, there won't be transients in the system. Okay, there won't be transients in the system. What do you mean by transients? What do you mean by transients? That means for any system, for every system, if you might have seen your control system subject series RLC circuit. Okay, so series RLC circuit, second order system, like any second order system, it may not be series RLC circuit, any second order system you will have under DC supply, second order system. I am speaking about second order system under DC supply. So for that, you will have the characteristic equation of the second order system is S square plus 2 zeta omega ns plus omega n square. Okay. So for that particular system, you have the rising time, falling time, maximum peak overshoot, time to reach the maximum peak overshoot, and the TS, steady state, time to reach the steady state. That means for every system, after a certain amount of time, okay, for every system after a certain amount of time, it reach to steady state. For every system after certain amount of time, it reach to steady state after transients. So that particular time we are calculating. That's what. At what value of t naught transient free response? In the place of inductor, we have the capacitor. So 1 ohm resistor, 1 farad capacitor. The similar calculation, t naught is equal to some 3 pi by 4. Okay, Laplace transforms. So more significance for the Laplace transforms. I already mentioned in the beginning of transients also, the beginning of network theory, in fact. If you want to find out the response, current response in the system, you can go for the differential equations and you can go for Laplace transforms. The Laplace transforms, you no need to evaluate differential constants. That means in the differential equation, if you solve the differential equations, you will have the differential constant. You have to evaluate the differential constants by using the initial conditions. But in the case of Laplace transforms, that is not required. Okay, in the case of Laplace transforms, that is not required. That means the initial conditions itself evaluated in the Laplace transforms. For Laplace transforms, you know the standard Laplace transform. Laplace transform of 1 is 1 by s. That means Laplace transform of a is a by s. Laplace transform of e to the power of a t is 1 by s minus a. And Laplace transform of sin omega t is omega by s square plus omega square. Similarly, for cos omega t is by s square plus omega square. And for e to the power of a t into sin omega t is omega by s minus a. This is nothing but shifting. Okay, shifting by a. And scaling, shifting and scaling, and initial value theorem and final value theorem. I already mentioned in the last class. What is initial value theorem? Initial value theorem means when time t tends to 0. Final value theorem means when time t tends to infinity. Okay, we have the initial value theorem and final value theorem. Initial value theorem means time t tends to 0. That means s tends to infinity. Limit s tends to infinity, s into f of s is equal to limit t tends to 0, f of t. Similarly, final value theorem. Final value theorem means t tends to infinity. When t tends to infinity, s tends to 0. Limit s tends to 0, s into f of s is equal to limit t tends to infinity, f of t. So like that initial value theorem, final value theorem, and all such things. For evaluation of AC transients or DC transients, in fact, any circuit theory problems, apart from differential equations, of course, differential equations are useful, but Laplace transforms are most appropriate. Okay, techniques. Laplace transforms are more appropriate techniques to solve them. So you might have seen all these questions in your control systems. Of course, in your gate control systems also, these topics are going to be discussed. Okay, so marginally stable, all such aspects. So the behavior of inductor, Laplace transform to the case of inductor and capacitor, all these possibilities. See, for we'll just see for the dependent sources how this transformation have been done. Let's say AV, that means 5 voltage source here. Okay, so in the S domain, how it will be represented? 5 into V of S. Let's say some 3 amperes current, 3I, 3 into I of S. Any another constant CV, so C into V of S, D into I of S. So like that. For inductor, Ls into I of S. For capacitor, 1 by Cs into I of S. So like that. Based upon those equations. So just now we have seen how the inductor behavior, capacitor behavior, and their initial conditions. Based upon that, it will be evaluated. Find I of t, current, for t greater than 0. At time t is equal to 2. So this is the position 1 and this is the position 2. The switch is in the position 1 for a long time. At t is equal to 0, this position is shifted from position 1 to the position 2. Then what is the current response when the when the switch is moved from position 1 to the position 2? Okay. At t is equal to 0 minus. T is equal to 0 minus, long time the switch is there in this position 1. Then your capacitor reaches to the saturation. Okay. When the capacitor reaches to the saturation, this reaches to the maximum value of voltage. Okay, it reaches to the maximum value of voltage. And if you write the Laplace transform equation, if you write the Laplace transform equation, okay, your voltage source is one is 1 by s. Yes or no? Laplace transform of 1 is 1 by s. Right. This is 10 volt source, so 10 by s. And for capacitor, it is 1 by cs. For the capacitor, it is 1 by cs. So like that, you can write the equation, Laplace equation, and you can go for I of s response. So that means, so previously we have solved this type of equations. Okay, previously we have solved these equations. How we able to solve these equations previously? By using the differential equations, I of t response. We'll apply the KVL to the loop and we'll find the response. So similarly, by using the Laplace domain, okay, similarly by applying the Laplace domain, okay, that is also KVL. By using the Laplace domain, you can find out the equation in terms of s, and afterwards, this is the final I of s equation. For that equation, you can go for inverse Laplace transforms in order to find I of t response. Always you are intended to find out I of t response. For that, we use Laplace domain, and first we will find I of s. After that, we'll apply inverse Laplace transforms and we will find current response I of t. So what is the inverse Laplace transform? 1 by s plus ca is e to the power of minus at. Here 1 by 1 plus 2s is e to the power of minus t by 2. You just take 2 as common, then it will become 10 by s plus 1 by 2. Then its current response is 10 into 10 as a constant. 1 by s plus a is e to the power of minus at.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, we are doing this Laplace transform, sir.
Yes.
Sir, actual we convert into T domain to S domain, sir. Sir, what is
Yes.
the actual purpose of this Laplace transform?
Yes. Okay. The purpose of the Laplace domain, the purpose of Laplace transform is here. The same circuit you can solve by using the differential equation. Okay, anyhow you have to get the current response. So for that, what we will do, V is equal to some IR plus L into dA by dt plus 1 by C into integral I dt will be there if you write the equation for series RLC circuit. Okay, so in that also you need to find I of t. For that, the complicated differential equations will be there. It may be dy by dx plus py is equal to q, some linear equation in terms of I of t, in terms of y or in terms of x. So like that, in terms of current, there may be a linear differential equations. You have to solve it. If you solve any differential equation, there will be a differential constant. Yes or no? If you solve any differential equation, there will be differential constant. In the next step, you have to evaluate the differential constant. So finally, you will have the response for I of t. That you can do it. Maybe it takes 10 steps. So instead of doing that, okay, you can avoid all these things. Directly, you write the equations in the Laplace domain. In the Laplace domain, it is having particular initial conditions. You no need to evaluate differential constants. Unlike your differential equations, there is no differential constant here. Directly you can write the equation and you can go for the inverse Laplace transform. Directly within 4 steps you will find the current response. But if you go to the same circuit, if you write the I of t, so if you write the differential equation and you can solve it for I of t, it takes more time and it is more complicated. Okay, and evaluation of the differential constants, all these things require. Your ultimate intention is to find the current response. Ultimate intention is to find the current response or current flowing through in that particular circuit. For that you can use any technique, but this technique is more I can't say efficient, more user friendly, I can say, more simple to solve. Both the techniques can give the same answer. So for that reason, finally you can convert into S domain. You can find out I of S, but ultimately what do you require? Okay, ultimately what do you require? Current response, I of t. So you require I of t. So you have to evaluate
Sir, you are muted.
okay, sorry for the delay. So that is the reason we'll proceed in this way. So similarly, you can solve another current response. Okay, similarly, you can solve another current response for t greater than 0. So t greater than 0 means this is the circuit. At time t is equal to 0, this particular switch is closed. Okay, then you need to find out the current response. Similarly, in the previous cases, in the DC transients, what we have done, we have to calculate I of 0 minus and I of 0 plus. In inductor, I of 0 minus is equal to I of 0 plus. In inductor, I of 0 minus is equal to I of 0 plus. Then you can write the circuit. The DC transients, we solve this circuit. Similar type of circuit by using the Laplace transform. This is the final circuit. Okay. Laplace transform of 10 is 10 by S. Laplace transform of R into I of S. Okay. Plus for L, Ls into I of S. So like that, you can write the KVL equation in terms of S domain, in terms of Laplace domain. And finally, you can find I of S by using the partial fractions. You can subdivide it and your I of S is equal to 5 by S minus 3 by S plus 2. 5 by S Laplace inverse is 5. 5 Laplace transform is 5 by S and 5 by S Laplace inverse is 5 and 3 by S plus 2. 3 is a constant. 1 by S plus 2 Laplace inverse is e to the power of minus 2t. So this is your I of t response. The same thing by using the differential equation. So by using the differential equation, your 10 is equal to 2 into I plus 2 into I means 2 into I of t plus L into dA by dt means 1 into dA by dt. This is the differential equation. So by using the differential equations, it will form a linear differential equation. Okay, it will form a linear differential equation. If you solve that linear differential equations and if you evaluate the initial conditions by using the inductor property, okay, if you evaluate that initial conditions by using the inductor property, you will get the same response of I of t is equal to 5 minus 3 into e to the power of minus 2t, but it may take some time. Okay, it may not be within 3 or 4 steps. It may take another 1 or 2 steps extra. So that is the reason why This is most appropriate method. Okay. So always Laplace transforms based approach is most appropriate. So like that for any type of the problem. Okay. I1 of t at t is equal to minus 2 seconds. What do you mean by t is equal to minus 2 seconds? Switch is opened at t is equal to 0. Prior to that 2 seconds before, what is the response? So like that, find the current response of the inductor for t greater than 0. Okay, but here what is the source here? U of minus t. Okay, that means the source is present the negative time and the switch. And what is the response? And t greater than 0, this source is present at t less than 0. So these are some problems. Of course, in the next class, we are going to see for next few more problems. Okay, next class I will conclude this AC transients. And later we can go to the two-port networks. Of course, we haven't discussed magnetically coupled circuits, right? This is not available in this particular material. So for that I'll take, okay, for that I will take another material and I will discuss magnetically coupled circuits. Later we can go to the two-port networks. Otherwise, we'll discuss two-port networks. At the end, we can discuss magnetically coupled circuits. Roughly, it will take another 5 to 6 classes to conclude total network theory. Okay. And if you have any doubts, you can tell me. Let me stop the recording. And if you have any doubt, you please tell